Good morning. The start of my daily vlog, and here is some of what I'm doing today. Making compost tea for my plants outside. That'll be running for over 24 hours, and it's being fed with molasses. And right now I am going to wash my Hummingbird feeder, which really needs a bath right now. They haven't been by for a couple days, so that tells me it's time to wash that thing. It's been out there for about a month. You're supposed to wash it a lot sooner than that, but you know, they've been drinking out of it, so as long as they're drinking, I feed them. So let me fill this up, and I'll film when it's done. So I thought I had enough mixture made up for my Hummingbird feeder, which I don't. So we'll make up a batch. I usually use 32 ounces of water to 1 part sugar. And today I'll make it a little bit stronger, seeing it's getting colder in the season. The birds want a stronger mixture. It's a higher sugar content for them. And so I make it just below 32 ounces of water, still about 1 to maybe a little bit over a cup of sugar. So you boil that till it's a rolling boil, and then just add the sugar in, stir it, dissolve it, and let it sit, let it cool down, and then add it to the Hummingbird feeder, which is all nice and clean now. It came out really nice. All the black mold, well, it's a black fungus that was on there because I haven't washed it for a while. So it will be out there for another month and a half, 2 months. Well, that's when the season is over. I'll probably change out the water, in another month or so. It won't get as dirty as the cooling continues in the fall. When it's hotter, it produces more fungus and heats up, So as the fall continues, there's less likely it will get dirty. So after this is boiled over here, I'll fill this up and hang it out in the backyard. So I gave the water about a cup and a half of sugar, came back up to a boil, and what I usually do after this is use a pan full of ice and let that cool down even quicker for the birds to have this morning to drink out of. So that helps down with the cooling process, is just sitting on a pan of ice and let it sit there, let it cool down to where you can stick your finger in it, and then put it back in your Hummingbird feeder, which I'll put 2 out now. I have this glass jar, then I have a little saucer feeder also that I'll hang up out there. So it's 6:30 in the morning, and this is my task for the day. is to clean up all these weeds that I have in the front yard. And then you pan around to what I'm growing, and I'll give an in-depth view of that afterwards. But that's pumpkin. Then I've got a cantaloupe plant in there. That's tobacco. This is all tobacco here. So I might weed that out. I might leave that for now, but where I've been walking through here, I'll take all those weeds out. So an overview of the front yard after I've done weeding, and I'll leave the grass up on top for cover for right now till the fall. These mushrooms just came up recently from all the rain that we've been having. And I'll pan around. Pumpkins. And all the grass that I just mowed down. And a huge dandelion that's been feeding off the compost tea that I've been giving the rosebush and the cantaloupe, which, let's see if I can find it, right there, my little baby cantaloupe that I'm growing. So that dandelion's been profiting off all that compost tea. And then you come down this way, and that's one of the vermicompost trenches I have. It's about 2 feet down and about 2 feet wide. And all over there that I've weeded and left. So that was my morning. It's before 9 o'clock right now. And I started this, I don't know, 6:30, 6 o'clock. And so while I've been working outside, the mixture for the Hummingbird feeder has cooled down enough, and this is the other little saucer feeder that I use. And of course, the big bottle here, 32 ounce bottle that I have also. And my compost tea is still brewing. That'll brew till about 5 or 6 tonight. 24 to 36 hours I usually brew it. And that will go to my Christmas cactus, my aloe vera plant, and all the plants out front. So the rest of the day was kind of uneventful. Spent the better part watching vlogs, reading up on this camera here, watching videos about it. What's interesting is the hummingbirds came right back to the feeder. Like, they knew that there was a fresh batch out there waiting for them to eat, and I've seen at least 2 to 3 different ones hovering out there and drinking from it. So that, I didn't think they'd come back. Shout out to CJ, bad boy, what is it, 5850 or something. He gave me a shout out the other day. I figured I'd give him a shout out back to him. He has more excitement down there in Weed Creek. Well, he's always out riding his bike, but and I'm always listening to my scanners, which there were accidents, but nothing really to film about. you know, minor accidents, nothing major. I mean, we get a lot of those throughout the day. So, till tomorrow, that was my day. That was more active than what I usually am. Kind of, I mean, some days are busier than others, and some days aren't. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Stay tuned.